Into this video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all a stock that is about to make a big move very soon and why y'all should keep it in your watch list. We're also going to look at the overall market to get y'all ready as always, along with doing a little update. Y'all, let's dive into the charts. Right off the bat, we got the Nasdaq futures, and so far the Nasdaq is still trading sideways. In the last video, I did give you guys a warning about a potential rotation, money flowing out of the tech stocks and into the small caps and maybe even the Dow Jones. All right, and over the last 24 hours, that's what we've seen. So this is how the daily chart is looking for the Nasdaq. All right, very small candles, which are kind of annoying. Again, the calm before the storm. These little candles are necessary before we see a big candle similar to this one, for example, right? But that's how it's been doing. Now we gotta look at the Dow, and the Dow has been pretty much making new highs. All right, it had a bullish rectangle on the charts, and I had that circle drawn on the 12 right here. This is DI. DI is the Dow Jones futures. All right, and ultimately it went all the way up to 408, and it went beyond to 412 or 413 actually. Could it go a little bit higher? It's a possibility. I think it can creep up just a little bit. I think it can do so. I also believe the same thing could happen with the small cap stocks, and the stock that I'm gonna mention is also part of the small cap stocks, the Russell. All right, now with the Russell, this one had a big move to 200 to 223 to 224, I mean, and it all resulted from positive CPI. We had a positive uptrend right here, and there is a daily gap. There's a gap on the daily that stretches from way back here at 229. So we might see that get taken care of tomorrow. I don't know how fast it's gonna get taken care of, but I think money could flow in that direction. So this is also good, again, for those of you who don't trade this thing. The contracts on this one and on QQQ and the SPY, they're very good contracts. They're easy to get in and out of, and they're quite lucrative. So definitely watch this one for a potential long for a continuation tomorrow. Now, the stock that is ready to make a big move tomorrow, that one is very undervalued. That stock is PayPal. Now I want to share PayPal with y'all. Again, this one is a small cap. It has become a small cap. It's been demolished from the highs of 310 all the way down to 50, and now it's at 62 bucks. All right, now the structure that I see on here, I don't see one on the on the daily. All right, but it's kind of recovering, kind of like ENPH and face, kind of like what it did. But this one has a structure on the 1 hour, which is right here. There is an ascending triangle on the chart right there that broke out this morning. All right, and if this thing is supposed to behave well, it shouldn't fall back underneath here. I'm gonna show you guys an example of what could happen. All right, but just hear me out on this. So this is PayPal. It shouldn't drop below 61. All right, but we want to see with this one, we want to see it open up near the same price as 62 and immediately sprints out the gates all the way up to 64 right here by the middle of the day. Okay, this is what we want to see. Could it play games? It definitely could. All right, I've given you guys a play like this. MS Morgan Stanley, y'all remember this one? It was right here. It looked exactly like PayPal. I told you to watch it for a long. It popped up a little bit and then played games before finally getting up to the target like 48 or 72 hours after that video has been made. So be on the lookout for this. All right, obviously this is not what we would prefer, what we would prefer is a immediate and rapid move. All right, that would be nice. Good behavior. It goes up, everybody gets paid, and nobody stresses out, right? That's what we want to see. But just know that it could play games and it could get there on Thursday. It's a possibility. All right. But the structure is there. Therefore, it's good enough for me to share this in today's video. Now, I did say one stock is about to make a big move, but another stock is reported earnings. And that stock could actually affect a whole sector. Therefore, let's talk about it. All right. That stock is ASML Holdings. And this one right here, again, this one is quite expensive. The cost per share is 1,068 at the moment. It's been on a tear throughout the last 9 months, from the lows of 600 all the way up to 1100. And right now it has earnings tomorrow morning. This is part of the semiconductor stocks, just to let you know. So if it doesn't do too well, if we see a massive drop on this one, expect it to spill over into the other stocks. All right, expect the other semiconductors and also the Nasdaq, for that matter, to pull back. Just don't be surprised. All right, the level of support is right here. Okay, depending on what numbers they give or how the reaction is, if we open up below the red band, watch this one for a drop all the way up to 1020. It's a real possibility. Let me move this thing up right here. All right, watch it for a continuation down or for a negative reaction through earnings. I will be paying attention to that specific sector tomorrow because I think volatility is about to kick in. They're really high. The majority of these semi stocks are really high. So, and with the rotation that's happening, like, we haven't really seen a big sell-off with the Nasdaq. Like I said, it's the calm before the storm. And maybe tomorrow might be the beginning of the storm. Who knows? I'm just here to share my opinions on everything and to get you guys prepared. All right. Now let's discuss Goldman Sachs, which is the main stock that I gave y'all on Sunday. Yeah, I gave y'all Goldman Sachs. I told y'all watch it for a potential surprise. I wonder if, okay, yeah, I told you watch it for a potential surprise because it was trading near all-time highs right here, and it survived earnings. And held its own, formed a bullish pennant right there, broke out, and then today it moved up a little bit higher. The majority of the banks have been moving up high, especially after Bank of America crushed earnings today. With the Dow Jones creeping higher, this thing could also move just a little bit higher. All right, I think it could. Now, congratulations to anybody who made money on this one. The next one to do an update on is BLK. The stock, that was the second stock that I've mentioned in the last video. All right, so BLK earnings was in the way, so we had to play this game. All right, it didn't go too far. It just stayed at the same price, which is, I guess I would say, it's kind of the stock to do so. If you look at the daily chart, it's still creeping closer towards the green circle. If you have calls on it, I say it's a hold, because 871 is right around the corner. I'm not bearish on it yet. Until it really breaks trend, I'm not bearish on it. I think it could get there sooner rather than later. So that's my honest thoughts on BLK. Now let's answer you guys' question. Somebody asked about DJT. All right, now this one had a big pump after what happened this weekend with Donald Trump. All right, but right now this thing is, all of those gains have been given back. We have the massive spike followed by a drop like this. All right, it drops after hours, And now this is the part where it slowly fades back down. In other words, this is, I guess, to put it into simple terms, this looks like a pump and dump. All right. And what happens with pump and dumps is that it typically fades to where it's supposed to be, which is right back down to $30. So that's my honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community, we can get all of this information in real time as I see them. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow my social media at Paul and Guman at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.